Welcome to the second problem solving session on binomial expansions. We resume solving some more problems on binomial expansions. Let us look at this question. For two positive integers m and n, we consider the expansion of 1 plus x to the power m into 1 minus x to the power n. Suppose that in the expansion, the coefficients of x and x square are 3 and minus 6 respectively. We have to find out what is the value of m. For this purpose, we shall first write down what is 1 plus x to the power m into 1 minus x to the power n. This is equal to summation over k. K runs from 0 to up to m. mck into x to the power k into sum over r. R runs from 0 to up to n. ncr minus 1 to the power r into x to the power r. It is evident that the coefficient of x is mc0 into minus nc1 plus mc1 into nc0, that is minus n plus m, and we are given that this is equal to 3. So we have one equation in n and m here. Now we write down the coefficient of x square this is mc0 into nc2 plus mc1 into minus nc1 plus mc2 into nc0. So we can note that this is equal to n into n minus 1 divided by 2 minus mn plus m into m minus 1 divided by 2. Now it is given that this is equal to minus 6. So we are getting another equation in m and n. Let us simplify this equation. After simplifying, we get n square minus n plus m square minus m minus 2mn is equal to minus 12. So we get m minus n whole square minus m plus n is equal to minus 12. Now from the previous equation we know that m minus n is equal to 3. So therefore we can substitute this value there. So we get 9 minus m plus n is equal to minus 12. That means m plus n is equal to 21. Now we have m plus n is equal to 21 and we also have m minus n is equal to 3. So from here we get that 2m is equal to 24. That means m is equal to 12. So we have found out the value of m and we see that the third option is the correct answer here. In this question we are asked to find out the coefficient of t to the power 24 in the binomial expansion of 1 plus t square to the power 12 into 1 plus t to the power 12 into 1 plus t to the power 24. To solve this question, let us first write the binomial expansion of this. 1 plus t square to the power 12 into 1 plus t to the power 12 into 1 plus t to the power 24 is equal to sum running over k, and k runs from 0 to up to 12. 12ck t to the power 24 minus 2k. And then we write the next two products, 1 plus t to the power 12 into 1 plus t to the power 24, and this is equal to sum running from k is equal to 0 to up to 12, 12ck into t to the power 24 minus 2k plus t to the power 36 minus 2k plus t to the power 48 minus 2k plus t to the power 60 minus 2k. We have to find out the coefficient of t to the power 24 in this expansion. Now note that in this expansion, from this part we'll get the coefficient of t to the power 24 for k is equal to 0, and from this part we will get for k is equal to 6, and from this part we will get for k is equal to 12, and from this part we will not get any coefficient of t to the power 24. So we get the coefficient of t to the power 24 in this expansion is 12c0 plus 12c6 plus 12c12. Now 12c0 is 1, this is 12c6, and 12c12 is also 1. So our answer is 2 plus 12c6. So we see that here the third option is the correct answer. So this is the coefficient of t to the power 24 in the given expansion. In this question we are asked to find out the coefficient of x to the power 11 in the expansion of 1 plus x square whole to the power 4 into 1 plus x cube whole to the power 7 into 1 plus x to the power 4 whole to the power 12. We will write down the binomial expansion of each of the factors. So 1 plus x square whole to the power 4 is equal to sum from k is equal to 0 to up to 4, 4ck x to the power 2k. The second one, 1 plus x cube whole to the power 7 is equal to sum, let's say from r is equal to 0 to up to 7, 7cr x to the power 3r. And the last one, 1 plus x to the power 4 whole to the power 12 is equal to sum from s is equal to 0 to up to 12cs x to the power 4s. Now we can take product of all the three sums. Let us first note that in the first sum the exponents of x are 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. And in the second sum the exponents are 0, 3, 6, 9 and then next one is 12. So since we want to find the coefficient of x to the power 11, so we can discard that. So for us the possible choices of the exponents are this. And in the last one the possible choices for the exponents are 0, 4, 8 and then the next one is 12. So that cannot be a possible choice. So here we consider 0, 4 and 8. Let us call the first set as A, the second set as B and the third set as C. Now we will see the possible choices of writing 11 as sum of three integers, one coming from the set A, one coming from the set B and one from the set C. We can now note that it can be done in the following ways. So here we have 11. Now from the set A, let us first take 0. So if we take 0 from the first set A and then we can take 3 from the set B and 8 from the set C. 0, 3 and 8. So 11 is equal to 0 plus 3 plus 8. Now we can note that for 11 fixed here and 0 fixed here, there are no more possible choices in B and C other than 3 and 8. Now similarly we get that 11 is equal to 2 plus 9 plus 0 and 11 is equal to 4 plus 3 plus 4 and 11 is equal to 8 plus 3 plus 0. We can then note that there are no more possibilities left. So we have only 4 possibilities of writing 11 as sum of three integers, each one coming from the set A, B and C respectively. Therefore, the coefficient of x to the power 11 in the given expansion is 4c0 into 7c1 into 12c2 plus 4c1 into 7c3 into 12c0 plus 4c2 into 7c1 into 12c1 plus 4c4 into 7c1 into 12c0. Now if we compute the values, we can see that this value is equal to 462. This value is 140. This value is 504 and the last one is 7. So summing all these 4 integers, we get this is equal to 1113. Therefore, we get the coefficient of x to the power 11 in the given expansion is 1113, and so the third option is the correct answer. We now look at the following question. For some integers n and r such that 0 is less than or equal to r and r is strictly less than n, we have a real number k so that n minus 1 cr is equal to k square minus 3 into n cr plus 1. We have to find out among these given 4 intervals in which k can lie. We use the information that n minus 1 cr is equal to k square minus 3 into nc r plus 1. That means n minus 1 factorial divided by r factorial into n minus 1 minus r factorial is equal to k square minus 3 into n factorial divided by r plus 1 factorial into n minus r minus 1 factorial. So we get r plus 1 divided by n is equal to k square minus 3. Now note that we are given 0 is less than or equal to r and r is strictly less than n. So putting the values r is equal to 0 and r is equal to n minus 1, we get 1 by n is less than or equal to r plus 1 divided by n, and this is less than or equal to 1. That means we have 1 by n less than or equal to k square minus 3, and this is less than or equal to 1. We write it here again. 0 is strictly less than 1 by n, which is less than or equal to k square minus 3, which is less than or equal to 1. So from here we can conclude that k square is less than or equal to 4, and also k square is bigger than or equal to 1 by n plus 3. That means k square is strictly bigger than 3. Now k square is less than or equal to 4. That implies minus 2 less than or equal to k, and k is less than or equal to 2, and k square is strictly bigger than 3. That implies k is strictly bigger than square root of 3, or k is strictly less than minus square root of 3. To have a better understanding, let us draw the real line. This point is 0, this point is -1, this point is +1, this point is -2, this point is +2. Minus square root of 3 will be somewhere here, and square root of 3 will be somewhere here. So we now know that k from the first condition lies in this region, and from the second condition, that is this one, we get that k lies in either in this region or in this region. Therefore, we have the possible range of k to be closed interval -2 to open minus square root of 3 union open interval square root of 3 to closed interval 2. Now we look at the options given to us. We can see here that first, second and third options are not correct and fourth option is correct. That is, k can lie in this interval open square root of 3 to closed 2, as this interval open square root of 3 to closed 2 is a subset of the interval which we have found out. We have the following question. Here we have been asked to find out the remainder of 8 to the power 2020 minus 62 to the power 2021 when we divide it by 9. To solve this problem, we write 8 as 9 minus 1 and we write 62 as 63 minus 1. We know that 63 is 7 into 9. So if we write 8 and 62 like this, then it becomes simpler to find out the remainder of the given number when we divide the number by 9. Our number is 8 to the power 2020 minus 62 to the power 2021. So this one we have written as 9 minus 1 to the power 2020 minus 63 minus 1 to the power 2021. Now we write the binomial expansion of this part and then of this part. So this is equal to sum running from k is equal to 0 up to 2020, 2020 ck 9 to the power 2020 minus k into minus 1 to the power k, and this one is sum running from, let's say, r is equal to 0 to up to 2021, 2021 cr 63 to the power 2021 minus r into minus 1 to the power r. As we can clearly see that in the first sum, each term of the sum is divisible by 9 except the term corresponding to k is equal to 2020, and in the second sum each term is divisible by 9 except the term corresponding to r is equal to 2021. So therefore the remainder is 2020 C 2020 minus 2021 C 2021 into minus 1, that is 2. Therefore, we get that the first option is the correct answer here. Let us now look at this question. For two non-zero numbers a and b, consider the binomial expansion of a minus b whole to the power n for an integer n which is bigger than or equal to 5. We are given that the sum of the fifth and the sixth terms in this expansion is 0. We have to then find out the ratio a by b. We first write down the binomial expansion of a minus b whole to the power n. This is equal to sum running from k is equal to 0 up to n ck a to the power n minus k into minus 1 to the power k into b to the power k. Let us denote the fifth term by T5 and the sixth term by T6. We write down from this expansion what is T5 and what is T6. So T5 is NC4 a to the power n minus 4 into b to the power 4, and T6 is minus NC5 a to the power n minus 5 into b to the power 5. We are given that T5 plus T6 is equal to 0. So therefore we have NC4 into a to the power n minus 4 into b to the power 4 minus NC5 into a to the power n minus 5 into b to the power 5 is equal to 0. Now let us take NC4 into a to the power n minus 5 into b to the power 4 common. Then we get a minus n minus 4 into b divided by 5 is equal to 0. We are given that a and b are non-zero. So we have a minus n minus 4 into b divided by 5 is equal to 0. So therefore we get a by b is equal to n minus 4 divided by 5. So we have got the ratio a by b. So we see that the second option is the correct answer here. Now we look at the following question. It is given to us that for a positive integer n, the coefficients of three consecutive terms in the expansion of 1 plus x whole to the power n plus 5 are having ratio 5:10:14. We shall find out the value of n. First we write down the binomial expansion of 1 plus x whole to the power n plus 5. This is equal to sum running from t is equal to 0 to up to n plus 5, n plus 5 ct into x to the power t. Now from this binomial expansion, it is very evident that three consecutive terms will be having coefficients in the following form: n plus 5 CR minus 1 n plus 5 CR n plus 5 CR plus 1 for some R which is strictly bigger than 0 and is strictly less than n plus 5. Now, as we know that these coefficients are having ratio 5:10:14, we can write n plus 5 CR minus 1 is equal to 5k, n plus 5 CR is equal to 10k, and n plus 5 CR plus 1 is equal to 14k for some k. Therefore, we have n plus 5 factorial divided by r minus 1 factorial into n plus 6 minus r factorial is equal to 5k. N plus 5 factorial divided by r factorial into n plus 5 minus r factorial is equal to 10k, and n plus 5 factorial divided by r plus 1 factorial into n plus 4 minus r factorial is equal to 14k. Now let us divide this equation by this equation. We get r divided by n minus r plus 6 is equal to 5 divided by 10. So therefore we get 2r is equal to n minus r plus 6. That means we get 3r minus n is equal to 6. So let us have this equation. Next we divide this equation by this equation. We get r plus 1 divided by n minus r plus 5 is equal to 10 by 14. That means 7r plus 7 is equal to 5n minus 5r plus 25. So we get 12r minus 5n is equal to 18. So we have another equation in r and n. Now from these two we can find out the value of n. So we have 3r minus n is equal to 6. If we multiply this equation by 4, then we get 12r minus 4n is equal to 24. Then we subtract the equation 12r minus 5n is equal to 18 from here. We get n is equal to 6. So therefore we have found out the value of n from here. In this question we are given m to be the smallest positive integer so that the coefficient of x square in the sum 1 plus x whole square plus 1 plus x whole cube plus so on and so forth 1 plus x whole to the power 49 plus 1 plus mx whole to the power 50 is 51c3 into 3n plus 1. We shall find out the value of n. Let us first write the sum 1 plus x whole square plus 1 plus x whole cube plus so on and so forth up to 1 plus x whole to the power 49 as 1 plus x whole square into 1 plus x plus so on and so forth up to the last term is 1 plus x whole to the power 47. Now note that this inside part is a geometric series. Therefore, we can write the whole thing as 1 plus x whole square into 1 plus x whole to the power 48 minus 1 divided by 1 plus x minus 1, that is equal to x. So, this is equal to 1 plus x whole to the power 50 minus 1 plus x whole square divided by x. So, our given sum turns out to be 1 plus x whole to the power 50 minus 1 plus x whole square divided by x plus 1 plus mx whole to the power 50. Now let us write down the coefficient of x square in this sum. So, the coefficient of x square will have contribution from the coefficient of x cube from the sum 1 plus x whole to the power 50 and from the coefficient of x square of the sum 1 plus mx whole to the power 50 and from the sum 1 plus x whole square, we will not get any contribution to the coefficient of x square in the given sum in the question, as in the denominator we have here x. So, we write the coefficient of x square in the given sum is equal to 50 C3 plus m square into 50 C2. Now this is given to be equal to 51 C3 into 3n plus 1. So we get 3n plus 1 is equal to 50 C3 divided by 51 C3 plus m square into 50 C2 divided by 51 C3. So, finally we have 3n plus 1 is equal to 48 by 51 plus m square into 3 by 51, that is 153n plus 51 is equal to 48 plus 3m square. So therefore 3m square minus 3 is equal to 153n. So m square minus 1 is equal to 51n. Now we know that m is the smallest positive integer which satisfies this equation. Taking m is equal to 1, we can see that we get n is equal to 0, and for m is equal to 1 and n is equal to 0, this equation holds true. So we can take the choice of m to be 1. So the value of n is equal to 0. So in the given question we find out that the value of n is equal to 0. We now look at the following question. For integers m and n with n is bigger than or equal to m, we want to show that ncm plus n minus 1 cm plus up to mcm is equal to n plus 1 cm plus 1. Using that, we shall show ncm plus 2 into n minus 1 cm plus 3 into n minus 2 cm plus up to n minus m plus 1 into mcm is equal to n plus 2 cm plus 2. Let us begin with the first part of the problem. We write this expression in the reverse direction, that is mcm plus m plus 1 cm plus m plus 2 cm plus so on and so forth n minus 1 cm plus ncm. Now note that we can write mcm as m plus 1 cm plus 1. Therefore, from these two terms we get m plus 2 c m plus 1, and then the next term is m plus 2 cm. Again, from these two terms we get m plus 3 c m plus 1. Note that here the term is m plus 3 c m. So if we keep on repeating this process, we get this whole expression is equal to n minus 1 c m plus 1 plus n minus 1 cm plus ncm. Again, from these two terms we get ncm plus 1, and lastly from these two terms we get the whole expression is equal to n plus 1 c m plus 1. And note that this is what we wanted to show, that this expression is equal to n plus 1 c m plus 1. Now we start the second part of the problem. We write the expression ncm plus 2 into n minus 1 cm plus 3 into n minus 2 cm plus up to n minus m plus 1 mcm as ncm plus n minus 1 cm plus n minus 2 cm plus up to mcm plus n minus 1 cm plus n minus 2 cm plus up to mcm plus m plus 1 cm plus mcm plus mcm. Now let us again go back to the first part of the problem. We are going to use this part now. Using that, we can write this one is equal to n plus 1 c m plus 1. This one is equal to n c m plus 1. This one is equal to m plus 2 c m plus 1. And let us write this term MCM as m plus 1 c m plus 1. Again, we use the first part of the problem and we obtain this whole expression is equal to n plus 2 c m plus 2. And now let us note that this is what we wanted to show. This solves our question number 19. This is our question number 20. We are given here two statements. The first statement is sum from r is equal to 0 to up to n, r plus 1 into ncr is equal to n plus 2 into 2 to the power n minus 1. And the second statement is sum over r is equal to 0 to up to n, r plus 1 into ncr into x to the power r is equal to 1 plus x whole to the power n plus nx into 1 plus x whole to the power n minus 1. We have to find out whether these statements are true or not. And in case both of them are true, we shall figure out whether statement 2 is a correct explanation for statement 1 or not. Note that if we put x is equal to 1 in statement 2, LHS is equal to sum from r is equal to 0 to up to n, r plus 1 into NCR, and RHS is equal to 2 to the power n plus n into 2 to the power n minus 1, which is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1 into 2 plus n. Therefore, statement 2 implies statement 1. So, we will start verifying whether statement 2 is correct or not. Let us begin with the binomial expansion of 1 plus x whole to the power n. This is equal to sum running from r is equal to 0 up to n, ncr x to the power r. Now multiplying x to both sides, we get x into 1 plus x whole to the power n is equal to sum from r is equal to 0 to n, ncr x to the power r plus 1. Note that this is a polynomial identity. So we can take its derivative. By taking derivative, we get 1 plus x to the power n plus n into x into 1 plus x whole to the power n minus 1 is equal to sum from r is equal to 0 up to n r plus 1 into ncr into x to the power r. Now note that this is our statement 2. So statement 2 is true. Therefore, among these 4 options given, the option 2 is correct. This is our last question of the problem solving session on binomial expansions. In this question, we are given 3 sums S1, S2 and S3. We are also given 2 statements regarding the values of these 3 sums. We shall figure out whether statement 1 and statement 2 are correct or not. In case these 2 statements are correct, we shall find out whether statement 2 is a correct justification of statement 1 or not. First, we note that S1 plus S2 is equal to S3. Therefore, we begin by verifying whether statement 2 is correct or not. Let us start with the binomial expansion of 1 plus x whole to the power 10. We know that this is equal to sum running from j is equal to 0 to up to 10 cj into x to the power j. We take derivative on both sides of this polynomial equation. We get 10 into 1 plus x to the power 9 is equal to sum from j is equal to 0 to up to 10 cj into j into x to the power j minus 1. Now we put x is equal to 1 in both sides of this equation. We get left hand side is equal to 10 into 2 to the power 9 and right hand side is equal to sum from j is equal to 1 to up to 10 j into 10c j. Now we can note that this sum from j is equal to 1 to up to 10 j into 10cj is nothing but the sum S2. Therefore, we have found out the value of the sum S2, which is 10 into 2 to the power 9. In statement 2, the value of S2 is given to be 10 into 2 to the power 8. Therefore, statement 2 is false. Now, from the given options, it is very evident that option 4 is the only possible correct answer. but for the sake of completeness, let us find out the values of S1 and S3. We take derivative of this polynomial equality now. We get 10 into 9 into 1 plus x whole to the power 8 is equal to sum from j is equal to 0 to up to 10 j into j minus 1 into 10 cj into x to the power j minus 2. We then put x is equal to 1 in both sides of this equation. We get LHS is equal to 90 into 2 to the power 8, which we write as 2 to the power 9 into 45, and RHS is equal to sum from j is equal to 2 to up to 10 j into j minus 1 into 10 c j. One can note that this is nothing but the sum S1. So therefore we have found out that the value of the sum S1 is equal to 2 to the power 9 into 45, and as we know that S3 is equal to S1 plus S2, therefore the value of S3 is equal to 2 to the power 9 into 45 plus 2 to the power 9 into 10, which is equal to 2 to the power 9 into 55. So the value of S1 and the value of S3 given here are correct, and therefore statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. I end this session here. With this, we conclude the problem solving session on binomial expansions.